Hello, Megage here, and welcome to the, testing out RWBY Grimm Eclipse. This is gonna be the pre-alpha stage of the game. I've gone through it once before. It's not like going through it, technically, I guess. I don't know. But while I play through the game, I'll tell everything that is good and great about this and everything that's bad and what can be improved on it. And I understand that what you're playing, this alpha is in a web browser, so the controls are not going to work as planned, especially with the mouse, because you do see the mouse here the whole time. I point at the screen like you guys are going to see it or something. You guys don't see my finger. That'd be weird. Anyway, let's just start extermination, which is kind of like, I wouldn't say story mode, but it's a something mode, all right. It's a linear. So as you for the extermination mode, as you see on the map, you got your X's. There's a Grimm at each spot. It's one type of enemy until you defeat all of them. That's a different type of enemy. We will talk about that enemy once we get to the point. But the controls are pretty simple. I like them. You use the left and right click for attacks. I believe the left click is quick attacks, right click is more of the strong attacks. And then you have on the bottom there you see AXYB. I'm gonna guess this this is supposed to be used for a controller, but since it's in a web browser, can't use a controller, at least not from what I know. So I haven't been able to use a controller. So I'm using the mouse right now, but AXYB for PC players it would be 1 2 3 4. If you're using the keyboard, which if you are a sponsor and you're able to play this before New Year's, then yes, it would be 1 2 3 4. If you're not a sponsor, be a sponsor. You get perks. If you like Rooster Teeth, you like everything that they do, be a sponsor. You get perks, pretty nice perks. Like playing games like this. Being able to do the combinations is really cool, especially like the fluency between the combinations is actually pretty nice. The animation is amazing. Like for how early of a build this game is, the animation is insanely well. Like he obviously took a lot of time in that before even thinking about doing the stages. At least what it seems like. He or she. I'm not sure what the gender is of the creator or creators of this game. I think it's a single creator. This was made in Unity, which is pretty impressive. Same engine that was used in like Slenderman and all that. Yeah, this Unity is a powerful system if you know how to work it. And this guy definitely knew how to work it. Alright, this is a problem I wanted to address, actually. I didn't think it was going to happen this time, but it did. So, as you can see, the guy spawned. He's not here anymore. You can see right there. He fell through the floor. Sometimes when the enemies spawn, they fell through the floor. Last time that happened, I killed all of these guys, and then the last guy came up. It was the second time of me trying to fight the thing. He fell through. He spawns there. He stayed there forever. I went over there. I found out he was on the floor. Now, a little bit game breaking. You are kind of locked onto the enemy. So since the enemy fell through the floor, if you use a special attack, at least last time, maybe it's not gonna work this time. There we go. What's up? So if you use Y, that's the dash attack, and since this guy fell through the floor, I fell through the floor too, because you transport to the guy. So let's go ahead and attack him. But yeah, so be wary of that. You can't complete the expedition mode without or extinction. That's what I meant. You can't complete it without defeating everybody. And even if I defeat this guy, I'm dead anyway. I'm not even dead. You fall forever. I want to see if I could kill this guy. With what I have now. And if I do, I don't know what's gonna happen. I think I'm just gonna keep on falling. So that is indeed a problem. You might want to look after that. It happened twice in one day. So just enemies spawning and then falling through the floor. You gotta be wary of that. And also the control, like a bad thing I want to say is with the mouse, how the camera moves with it. I know it's a browser and the mouse is not really part of the game, like as of now. That's what I think. That's why the camera controls is as it is. But also, it kind of sucks when I'm playing on a browser, and since I have a dual monitor system, if I go too far this way, yes, the camera still moves, but if I click, it clicks out of the browser, and I can't do anything. So, making this into a browser, not like, oh, you have to download Unity, which is a free download. Unity is a free download. You could get like the pro version, I believe, of Unity. But yeah, so working with a browser, the camera kind of sucks to work with, especially if you have a dual monitor system. Because if you happen to click away, then you're just kind of screwed. But that I think that's just because we're in the browser and not an actual like program or not a finished part. Playing games in the browser kind of sucks. There you are. All right. So again, animation is great. You gotta fix the enemies spawning and falling through the floor. I'm not exactly sure what makes that happen. I'm gonna guess because the ground is solid. It's obviously solid. You made it into a solid object. The only thing I could think of is that when the enemies spawn, either the spawn point is so low that the hitbox is already under the ground, and since there's nothing to stand on, he falls through anyway. Okay, like what? It happened again. It happened again. Alright, so, I'm just gonna... Okay. That's the thing you have to fix. That did not happen twice to me before. It might be how it loaded, but as you saw, he fell through the ground. And I'm thinking, he's not a solid object when he spawns anymore until the animation is complete. So, he falls through, and then, he dies. You have to... because there's got to be a problem with something not being solid, or how the spawn works itself. So I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the survival mode. And there's one thing I want to talk about. Whoa, menu. Alright. I click on survival. Alright. It brought me into the exterminate mode, even when I went to survival. Anyway, the thing I want to note as well is that you can block in this game. That is a thing you can do. It's not just a button masher. You can technically block just by pressing shift. So, my problem with the blocking in this game is that you can't block until RWBY is fully done with her animation. Once the animation is 100% fully done, she is set in her place, then you could block. Which makes it hard when you're trying to attack and then they start attacking. You can't block until you're done with your animation. And then I block. Which, I still get damage, but not as bad. And then he does that. I don't know what that is. Actually, that was the first time me seeing that. But yeah, the survival mode is pretty much extinction, but without going to the points, it's just you getting sent enemies rapidly. And you don't get time to heal, because as you see in the bottom right corner, you have stamina, I guess you could say. where you know what has you make the blasts and everything. You know, your A, X, Y, B, those moves, and you have your health bar underneath that. That recharges if you're not in battle, or if you're not getting hit. I'm pretty sure it's if you're not in battle. Survival, you're constantly in battle, so you can't really recharge. There's one more enemy. He's behind me. Again, the camera kind of screws you over. Also, on the map, it would be nice to have a kind of a compass. Like, at least have, like, the dot of your character, like, wherever I'm facing, there's, like, an arrow where I'm facing on the map. So I know where the enemy is in relation to me. That would be, you know, a good thing to add. But, oh, and let's just kill this thing before he kills me. But the enemy that I was talking about before, that is actually different. And I'm going to definitely guess that you are adding more enemies. Okay. So here's the fog. This also happens in extermination if you defeat everybody. Couldn't defeat everybody because the spawning glitch happened where, you know, he just falls to the floor and we all hate our lives. But this guy is hard. Probably not going to be able to defeat him. So, he does block a lot. So, but your moves, you know, the A, X, Y, B, that can break a block. And you can't shield against him too. But he attacks in such a rate where it's hard to even try to defend against that. And then you're dead. He is, at least at this point, right now, he's too hard. Unless if I just suck at the game. But again, the camera controls and playing on the keyboard kind of screw with me. But that's that. So that's RWBY Grimm Eclipse. I am sad that I couldn't fully go through the extermination mode. Because that glitch happened. It hasn't happened every time. So I'm thinking how it could also be just how the browser itself loaded the game. It didn't load it completely, so then some things are broken. You know, the code is just broken, I guess, if the browser doesn't load it right, which I don't see why, but it can happen. But with this alpha, it's, you know, again, like what Gray said, it's just testing out the mechanics and the animation. The animation is great. The one thing I like, you know, for the animation to get fixed is being able to block even though you're in mid-attack. Because, again, the animation has to complete before you block with the game, which kind of sucks. As you can tell, it's version 0.1, so this is very early build. They have a lot to work with, but right now what you have is brilliant. The animation is great. I bet you are, or at least hopefully, gonna actually do, like, be able to use more characters, at least the main 4, you know, and kind of like switch them out, because like each player could have different abilities that work against different types of enemies. Which if like more enemies that show up in the show, you know, that Miles and Carrie write in, or Monty feels like having, yeah, you know, have those in there. The bosses from the show. You know, the big guys could be bosses in this game, which would be pretty cool. How fast your health drain has to change. I guess if you're going to make it into an RPG, like I'm thinking, because we do see the numbers of how strong the attack is. If you guys are making it into an RPG and you level up and you could, you know, have your health, get more abilities and everything, that'd be pretty cool. At least the health and the stamina, I guess you could call that bar. That leveling up, just that would be awesome. But yeah, so the animation is great, the fighting is great. Fix the animation with the switching from, you know, guarding an attack and attacking, you know, switching between the two, having a little bit more fluidity in that. And also with a couple of the special attacks, you can't use them until you're done with your attack, which kind of sucks. which is a hard transition to make. The only thing that actually does immediately work is the actual gun blast, which is the number 4 if you work on the keyboard. But that's pretty much it. RWBY Grimm Eclipse. It's really good for what it is right now. Just kind of fix those things, and those are my suggestions for now. And I will definitely play, like the post alpha or the beta or whatever is going to be the next. If you are a sponsor, you can play this. Because there is a post. Gary made a post, and you could get sent a link, and you could play this. It's only going on a little bit after New Year's, so if you really want to play this and you're a sponsor of Rooster Teeth, you can go ahead and play this and test out for yourself. You'll probably go through all the extermination mode because that glitch does not happen often, but it does happen. So that glitch just needs to be fixed in the animation between guarding. But it is coming up really nicely. So, after my, 3-minute rant there, if you like this, episode, I guess you could call it. Wow, I totally forgot If you like this episode, thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, subscribe. And until next time, Mega Crage, signing out.